So internal data memory. So they segregate into two portions inside the IC. One is 128 byte of RAM and another one is SFR RAM. What is this SFR RAM stands for? This we have already seen in block diagram, right? Yes, SFR stands for special function register, right? That is, if you get back to the block diagram, right? So special function registers includes these many registers, right? Stack pointer, DPTR, program counter. So these everything belongs to the special function register. Even port, this port, every port 0, port 1, port 2, and then port 3. So everything come under special function register. If you want, I will go to the particular SFR register. What and all comes into the SFR register. So these registers are specified with some unique address, right? See, it is specified with some unique address. So which varies from 0, that is 80H to FFH. Okay. So internal data memory, that is for your any computation. So internal data memory, we have 128 bytes. We can utilize this, and we have special function register RAM. So these in these two things, where you will be writing a data, exchanging a data, copying a data, or for any timer operation or any peripheral operation, you will be doing some modification on these registers as per the application requirement, right? So as per the application requirement, okay? So that's why, so this everything comes into the data memory of 8051, keep in mind, okay? Okay. So coming to the first one, 128 bytes, that is each location carries 1 byte. So 1 byte. So here 1 byte. So like that we have 128 bytes. 1 byte is nothing but 8 bits. Okay, 8 bits. Bits can be 0 or 1. Okay. So this 128 byte of internal RAM, they are grouping into 3 area, right? So one is register bank. So up to this portion, this is register bank. And this is the second one. We have bit addressable RAM. And we have another one, the third one, general purpose RAM. Okay. Right. Or scratch pad. So general purpose or scratch pad. So this every area is dedicated for the programmer or user. User or programmer, both are same. Like for us, if I want to develop any application program, I can use these registers to store my data temporarily. To store my data temporarily. Okay. All right. So corresponding address, see from 00 to 1F, up to 1F we have bank register. From 20 to 2F we have bit addressable RAM. From 30 to 7F we have general purpose RAM. Okay. So each bank has 8 register. Each bank has 8 register. That is R0 to R7. Okay, keep in mind. So whatever I told, everything you are going to see in theoretical way. See, coming to the, see here, theoretically, this one you can write down. That is, we have 4 bank, bank 0, bank 1, bank 2, bank 3. Each bank has 8 register, that is R0 to R7. Okay. The corresponding address 00H. 01H, 02H, 03H. So till 1FH. That's up. Okay. So same thing is written in theoretically. See, we have 32 bit from here to here. We have 32 bit corresponding address. Okay. So particularly, I think bank one is used for stack operation, right? Stack is nothing but the temporary area for the user for storing the information. That is temporary. Okay. If any restart occur, then particularly all the register value will get to 0. Right. So these things you can write by your own, that it has 4 banks. Each bank has 8 register, that is R0 to R7. Totally we have 32 bytes. So this everything you can write by your own. Next we have bit addressable. From location, this location to this location. What is the meaning of bit addressable? That is, for example, we have 20H address. So this location, it carries 8 bit. That is 1 byte, right? So this particular 1 bit, that is 1 or 0, this particular bit can be set or reset. That is, this particular bit we can control. That is providing 1 or 0. Okay, we can control it. That is bit addressable. Okay, and then scratch pad area. So in this scratch pad area, we use these many locations, totally 80 bytes for your just roughly writing data into that particular location as per my requirement. Okay. Right. So any doubt here? So we discussed only 128 byte of internal RAM. So second part of RAM, we have SFR, which is already we have seen this in block diagram. So go to that. So here the SFR, the registers, all are registers. They are more specific for certain operation. For example, why we say as a special function in the sense, see the registers, B register, accumulator, program status word, IP register, P3, I3, P2, SBUF, SCON, P1, this timer register, this is timer mode and timer control register, P control, that is peripheral control for communication purpose, and we have DPTR, SP stack pointer register. Everything are more specific for only certain operation. More specific for certain operation. That's why we say as a general purpose, sorry, special function register. Okay. So here, this particular SRAM we are segregating into once again 3 part, that is input output port SFR. That is which particular register is used for port operation. That is any particular port pins can be controlled. Any particular port pins can be controlled. For example, we have seen the set bit. There is an instruction. This is set bit. I want to control P1.1. That is single pin. This single pin can be controlled by using this particular register. That is this one, P1.1. This will set to 1 automatically. If you set this one as 1, then automatically this pin will set to high. High means 5 volt will be provided across that particular pin. Okay. this comes the next. We have control register for timer operation or for serial communication, for interrupt. These are all the important register where you have to set particular bit here so that serial communication will happen or timer operation will happen. You have to set either 1 or 0. Each bit has some specific name. So you have to study that, you have to understand, and then you have to either you have to set or reset 1 or 0 so that it will get into timer mode. Your controller will get into timer mode. That is, it will do delay operation. So like that, and then additional for these timer or serial communication or interrupt, we have some additional registers added along with this for doing that operation. Okay, that's why we say auxiliary ASIC. Right? So any doubt, you can clear this. Please let me know any doubt. It's very easy only.
No, sir, no doubt.
Yes.
No
No
doubt,
doubts.
sir.
Anyone, please. Anyone. Anyone?
No doubt, sir.
Yes, yes. Just theoretical part, you should understand what is what. Okay. Okay.